Hello y'all on YouTube, this is Rob with Rob's Nerdy Knives. Today I have a very special unboxing, something that came in. I believe this is a gift from one of my subscribers for a giveaway. So let's take a look at this. It's actually something I've been wanting to check out. I'm pretty excited about this. It's a real cool knife by another YouTube channel that I think is worth checking out. Today I'm opening it up with my Pena X Series Bravo. This is the frag pattern one that I got online directly from Enrique Pena's website. All right, let's take a look. I'll put that off to the side. All right, there we go. It is a Tempest Knives. Very cool, and you get a Tempest sticker. Very cool. We're going to put that there with the knife. We'll save the peanuts for later. We can use that for shipping other stuff. All right, so there's a cool sticker. I like stickers, but this is going to go with the knife. All right, let's see. How do we get in here? Okay. So this is the Tempest Knives Microburst Black Micarta 14C28N. That sounds really cool. Okay, it's got a little thing in there. Oh, got an extra pivot. Look at that. All right. Oh, got a nice little, even a little cleaning cloth. Look at that. That's going to be really cool. All right, so I like cloths, and I think you will really like this cloth. This will be a nice cloth for whoever wins this knife. Now, what I like here is, before I get into it, let me open it. I'm so excited. I'm already looking at it, right? So, oh, this is a little thank you. We stand behind our products. See full warranty. KC Spiron. He's from Tempest Knives. By the way, check his channel out. Tempest Knives. Really neat guy, worth following. I enjoy his channel and his content a lot, so definitely go check him out. All right, so this is Tempest Knives Microburst Black Micarta. So this is the Micarta version. All right, so real quick. This is the polished pivot, which I like his design on this pivot, but it looks like you can switch it out with this beautiful, like it looks like almost, I don't know if it's stone washed or maybe bead blasted, but it's a little more subtle. If you don't like the polished look, you can do that. It's a nice size, which is ironic because, look at that, it's just a hair smaller than the Bravo. And we got the thumb studs right there. We got the full grind right here. The micarta is really nice, smooth all the way around. Wire clip. Looks like it's reversible, fully reversible. So lefties rejoice, left and right-handed. Got a nice little clip. You can absolutely probably put a Lynch clip on there. I believe that would probably, I know that his other one, the pinion that he did, you could put a Spyderco clip on there, so I suspect you could probably do that. I like the nice blade. It's got a little swedge up on top. I can see that. Good thumb studs, which makes it very comfortable. It's got a back spacer. I'm assuming that's steel. Oh no, it's a titanium back spacer. That's cool. That takes a little weight relief off there. It's a beautiful black micarta. I like the look of it. It's very kind of, well, I don't know what you want to call this. Sometimes you have a very tight weave. This almost looks like a burlap kind of feel to it. I like it though. And it's nice, soft, got some texture to it. And this patinas up really nicely with your body oils and stuff like that once you use this knife for a little bit. So let's go ahead and flip this open and let's see what it looks like. Ready? All right, look at that nice big belly on a blade. And this looks like, technically this would be a sheep's foot. To me, this is truly a sheep's foot. It's got the rounded belly, a little belly on the top. It's a little wider. It's not really more of a Warncliffe. This is what I would call as a true sheep's foot. Got a beautiful finger choil for an up high choke position. Now I've got large hands. So mind you, I've got plenty of room over here with that choke up position. So extra large, double extra large, probably even triple extra large if you're willing to have one finger hang over like that. So I think anybody can keep this. It could be a great little fifth pocket knife for a really large hands. It's got the liner lock right here, fully engaged on the tang of the blade. We're a good 30–40% there. So that's solid. No blade play. We're in there solid. Let's see how the action goes. Drops really nicely. That's cool. Yeah, there we go. Nice action. I mean, this is brand new. It hasn't even broken in yet. This is directly from Tempest Knives. So really nice. All right, so let's do that again. Left-handed, because of liner locks, real easy to work left-handed. So, and it's got enough where you got the flat of the grind, so I bet I get a bonus flip with the middle finger. Let's try it. Get in there. Okay, hold on. Am I getting in there? Maybe I got to go a little lower. Maybe I can't quite get in there. Maybe I need to get a little traction. Is that it? There we go. Okay. So it's a pretty polished. Oh, is it? It looks like it's a stone wash. Is it? That's a cool finish. So it's a stone wash, but it's like a polished satin stone wash kind of combo look. So that's kind of cool. Like a polished stone washed. I like that. That's nice. Beautiful swedge, rounded, no sharp corners. Nice thick tip. definitely got a beautiful, let's see here, how's that sharp? It's pretty good. Is the edge is pretty good? Yeah, the edge is really nice all the way around. And that is 14, there we go, 14C, 28N, blade steel. Now you can see that polish right there. That's really nice. 14C, 28N, that's really nice. It's going to be, comes down to a pretty thin blade. It doesn't look like, it looks like the thickness here is going to be about 0.11, maybe 0.10 inches. So that's pretty nice. I love the pivot. That is a captive pivot, which is always a bonus to me. So if you clear it over here, it drops really nicely. So did you see that? You drop over here, it drops right on the finger choil part, so you don't have to worry about any guillotine on your finger. That's really nice. Now let's see if I can get a little traction on this one. Going left-handed, let's see. Yeah, okay, I can get in there. It is pretty polished, so it's a very smooth edge, which is nice for cutting. I'll go right through, and I bet this will just slice really, really well. Beautiful cutaway for the liner lock, so that's very easy to access. I like that a lot. Yeah, in there really solid. Let's drop that again. Now let's hear the detent. Let's listen to that. Nice click. All right, how are we in center? We're pretty centered. Okay, so if I look at the tip, I think I'm centered. You know, if I look at the blade, well, I might be off just a hair to the left, but let's see. Let's check that again. Let's see. Are we loose? All right, so it is a little bit loose. I thought I felt it earlier. I thought it was pretty solid, but being that it's not centered, I'm going to go ahead, well, we'll check the pivot. So these are T8s. It's a T8 screw, so I suspect, come on now. There we are, T8. I suspect these are all T8s, so let's just double check. T8's there, T8's there, T8's there. Yeah, everything's T8, so that's really nice. All right, so let's go ahead and tighten that just a hair. All right, just a little touch, see if it's loose. Okay, it was just a little bit loose. Go a little bit more. Yeah, that's much better centered. All right. So if this loosens up again, I'm going to put a little Loctite on this because this will be a giveaway knife, and I don't want to give it to somebody that's going to have a pivot that's going to keep creeping. So I'll definitely do that. We'll do a full review on this, of course. That'll be one of the things we can do for the channel. All right, so there we go. Let's see, how's that? Oh yeah, that's pretty good. All right, it's nice and solid now. Let's see how the detent sounds now. It's a little clickier. Yeah, definitely a little snappier. I think it was a little loose. Do we have any detent lash? No, no detent lash. Any pivot lash? No, no pivot lash. And the lock is in there nice and solid. Still got a nice drop to it. So what happens is when I put my finger here, it catches a little bit right there, but if I bring it back just a little bit here, like that, then it drops right on there. So let's do that again. So you see it, and it drops pretty nicely. You can put a little oil in there and we'll see how that goes. But man, that's pretty nice. It's a pretty nice little knife. I mean, 14C28, so if you know, 14C28 is a great budget steel. And what makes it a great budget steel, it's easy for them to work with. It's easy for them to work in a shop, and the heat treat is not terribly difficult, right? And you can kind of get there pretty quickly. Oh, excuse me. It's got a little bit of oil on there. Let's go ahead and clean that off. And I think I'm using the wrong cloth as well. This is now an oil rag, right? Now that we put oil on there, this is no longer an eye clean glass. So there we go. Got another knife rag. All right. So yeah, that's really nice. All right. So what I enjoy is nice, easy access. It is rounded. It technically, yeah, I guess it would be chamfered. Yeah, it looks like it's really chamfered. It almost feels rounded because of the micarta, but I think it's technically chamfered all the way around. There's no sharp edges. The clip is nice. And when I do up here and I do a squeeze test, yeah, that clip is right in that little part of my hand right there. So you see that right there? So it fits in really nice. I can choke up here really well without worrying about that finger choil. You can still hold it back here. And so I can use, I'm on here, but I can use a little part of that if I want it to reach back and cut. The pivot is, the thumb stud is really nicely out of the way of the cutting edge. So that's nice. And it's got a nice swedge. And you know the swedge, we talk about this, it's so you can turn your cuts. Because if it's flat, and you've got it, and if you're trying to turn into it and you got a flat edge, and here's the part you're pushing, it's going to resist back, right? But if you can angle that, so like here's if it comes down like this, it's gonna push back, right? But if you have a little angle and you come down to turn like this, you see how you can turn in, you can get that angle to turn in because of what we call the swedge. So Allows you to turn into a cardboard, plastic, leather if you're cutting whatever things you're cutting, right? So that's nice if you're like trying to cut a design out. It's just a great little, there's a functional aspect to it. It looks nice too, but it's actually functional. So that's really cool. It's got a nice tip. It's a pretty strong tip. So you're going to have a nice pokey to get into your dog food, cat food, your cases of water, fertilizer, mulch, whatever you have for your yard. You know, it'll work really nicely. The reverse flick is really nice. I like that. And now it's really smooth and polished. Let's see if I can get my finger in there. Yeah, I can. So, you know, if it's real slick and everything, it's going to be a little harder to reverse flick with your middle finger, but you do have that option once you can get it in there, which is nice. And once it breaks in, it's going to be probably a whole lot nicer. It definitely has a nice crisp detent. I like that. I feel like it's a nice snap. So that's really cool. You can definitely get in there, do the, oops, my finger's getting away. Definitely get in there and do the full snap. You can do the full thumb left-handed, right? So that works really nicely both this way. And it's, you know, the nice cut around, you can just follow that down. So follow the pivot into the channel right here on the scale. So if you follow that, it just naturally wants to pop open. You see that? And likewise, there's a little channel over here for the lefty. It works very similar, the same. And so if you follow it with your reverse finger, very easy to reverse flick with the left hand. With the right hand, and then with the left hand, very easy to reverse flick as well. Just follow that channel. Just let your finger go down that channel. You don't want to be all the way in here, and you don't want to be all the way out here. Just kind of like it, split the finger in the middle, and just kind of follow it down, and you know, you see it now. I'm trying to do. You can do that. That works really nicely. It's kind of how you do here as well. I just kind of move the finger here, and it works really well. And you can almost tell, because when it'll feel less resistance from the angle. If you push up, it'll be a little harder. If you push straight out, it'll be a little harder. But it's that almost, I don't know, it's 45, maybe 50-degree angle right there. It just deploys really nicely. And it's nice and crisp, nice and crisp. It's got some nice jimping on top. That's very functional jimping. I like that. It's jimping you can actually use. So it really will keep your hand from slipping. So especially if you got something slick going on, that'll give you in there. And I like the channel here and the channel here. It's always nice to have a little places to grip, because if you're cutting something, you don't want it to slip out of your hand, right? Sometimes I like that on knives that have that little sort of channel. Like even this one has that channel right there. So I could choke up right here, and there's some jimping, but my finger on this one can still get into this channel, which helps me from sliding up. But here I'm pretty safe, right? I like that. I'm not a fan of the really flat blades. It's got a nice aesthetic. It's got a place for it. And it may be a great office knife to cut boxes, whatever, things like that. But if you're doing any sort of hard cutting, I'm not a super fan of just a flat knife there. I mean, like I said, it's a beautiful aesthetic. It can be a gorgeous aesthetic on a knife, it can be intentional, and that's fine. And if you dig that, go for it. I just caution on, you know, some hard use on a knife. You know, you're doing heavy work. If your hand slips on that, it could easily slip and just cut your finger, and it could get pretty bad. You can get into your knuckle, depending on how sharp you keep your blades. I keep mine pretty sharp. I like to have crazy sharp blades, which means I can shave my hand so you can see my arm right here. There's a bunch of hair and none here, because I do that to test to see how sharp it is. Like, see right there, I can see this is pretty sharp. It just shaved my hands right there like that. So we know that's pretty sharp, right? It's a good, nice sharp edge. But you know, even with edges like that, I love to strop them. I love to strop them and to kind of figure out what the angle is on that one. So this feels like, find that edge. All right, so I think it's about 20-degree angle. It's going to be a 17, 20-degree angle, it feels like. Yeah, maybe 20, about a 20. That's what it feels like to me when I'm stropping. I can usually feel that edge. If you feel down here, what happens is you'll scrape some of the material. It'll be on the, like here's the edge, right? If you scrape it on the blade side without the edge, that means you're going too flat. If you go up like that and it's all filled in where the edge width is, that very shiny spot, that means you're too high. You want there to be no kind of leftover. You don't want it to take the stropping material off, right? You want it to just kind of be clean and feel like it's smoothly going over a surface that it should be, and leave no material behind. When you do that, then you know your edge is nice and sharp. And boy, that is sharp, especially even just stropping a little bit, because it's 14C28N. What I like about that is it's a lot like 154CM. You can really sharpen that up and strop it up really nicely. Holds its edge pretty good for a budget blade. Definitely better than like D2 or OS 10. Excuse me, sorry, yawning a little bit late. Probably got to get to bed, but so excited to get this. I really wanted to open it up so we can all enjoy this together. But man, that's nice. That is nice. That is a nice little blade. All right, so you guys, I think these are still for sale. I'll have a link for them down below. I am so thankful I got a chance to check this out, because this is definitely something I think I wanted to buy. I like the look of this knife. It is really, really, really cool. That is just a really nice knife. You guys need to go check this out. Check KC and Tempest Knives. We'll have the link for it. But that's a pretty nifty little knife. You really great budget knife. If you're looking for someone, I think he's got the G10 as well, if I'm not mistaken. I'll have links down below and we can take a look. I don't recall. But he's also got some other blades that he does. He does the pinion, and I think there's one other one he does. I like his design. It's very functional, very functional. I love this finger choil right here. That just feels really good. Yeah, it feels really good, left-handed and right-handed. I like a blade that's like that. So to me, that's a nifty little thing, right? Yeah, still in there solid. Let's see how that's centering. Did it stay up pretty good? Yeah, we tighten that pivot up. I want to say it's a little bit to the left, but when I look at the tip, I think it's fine. It might just be the grind. Excuse me. Sometimes, you know, depending on the machine and how it is in the grind, you know, nothing is going to be ever 100% perfect. If you're OCD, you might want to, you know, pay several $1,000s for that perfect grind. I don't know. You're just never going to find it. It's not there. But man, that's a nice polished edge too. Look at that. That edge is pretty polished. Looking at that. Yeah, it's a nice polished edge. I was really surprised. Didn't realize I had a really polished edge like that. Oh man, that is nice and sharp. Hold on, I gotta do this again. Oh yeah, that is super crazy sharp. I bet this is almost close to crazy sharp. I love that. I love that. So I call it that. I say sharp is when it's good enough to cut, right? Sharp is good enough to cut. Dull means it's catching, it's ripping things, it's not really cutting. But sharp, good enough to cut, it's not going to be ripping things apart. You got razor sharp, that means you're good enough to shave the hair off, and that's really nice. And then crazy sharp is you can whittle the hair, or you can drop the hair on top, and you can kind of just shake it a little bit and it'll fall apart because the blade's that sharp. I like that kind of sharpness. And you know, people always say, you know, well, sharp's dangerous. Well, actually, you know, if you look at most accidents that occur with knives, the most dangerous knife is a dull knife, because people do crazy weird things with a dull knife to make up for the fact that the blade's not sharp enough. When you have a very sharp knife, it moves like butter. It's very easy to control. It can do exactly what you want the tool to do. Very easy to cut things, fruit, whatever. It does exactly what you need it to do. And people who usually use very dull knives, they're the ones who have more accidents, right? Because they don't realize, you know, that a knife should really be sharp and usable, right? When you have a sharper knife, it's a great tool. It does what you need it to do. It opens things you need it to open. It cuts food and vegetables and fruit, whatever, like you want it to cut, right? So it is just really, really nice. So sorry I'm flicking it. I'm just really enjoying it. It's very flickable, which is really nice for a thumb stud. So it's a thumb stud, really technically it's a thumb stud only. And because the blade's so polished, you got to make sure you have a little traction on your finger here. And so when you get in, you can get in there, definitely a bonus flick. But if it's really dry and there's no humidity, you might slip off the blade, right? You got to get in there, make sure you get, here's the flat part of the blade right here. You got to make sure you get into that part right there, get your finger in there and get a little pressure, and then get that flick out. And it works pretty nicely, right? And I think left-handed as well. Let's see. Yeah, works really nice left-handed. So you definitely have the bonus flick. And that's working really nice now. At first it was a little tight, but it's definitely opening up. So that's really cool. Yeah, so whoever wins this knife, you're going to get one that's going to be, it's going to be a banger of a knife. I like this. Yeah, definitely a really cool knife. So this is, let's look at it again. This is the Tempest Knives, the Microburst folder in black micarta with 14C 28N steel. And you get an extra pivot. If you don't like the polished, you can get this, looks like sandblasted or stone washed, really nice. Of course, you get a nice little sticker with that, which is always cool. This is a great blade. I can't wait to do the review on this. It'll probably be coming out pretty quick, but man, I like it. I'm digging it. This is pretty nifty. So really cool blade, really cool knife. Thank you to the subscriber who donated this. I really appreciate you buying this for the channel and for the giveaways. Man, you're awesome. Thank you so much. I appreciate all my subscribers. I got to tell you, all the people who are channel members, thank you. Thank you for supporting the channel. You allow things like this to occur. You know, things like this is just above and beyond, but you allow me to pay for a lot of the giveaways, right? I put all the money I make in this channel into the giveaways, and it almost pays for them all. Getting there where it's getting better, and it's now getting close to paying for them all. Not quite there yet, but it is nice to be able to buy the giveaways, not feel like I'm, you know, emptying my wallet, right, completely. So that is really cool, and I appreciate that. And that comes from awesome subscribers like you who watch the videos. I really appreciate you watching the videos. Thank you to you guys. Thank you very much. So just want to know that. If you want to be a channel member, check that little link there. There'll be a link in the description. You want to be a channel member? I would love for you to be a channel member. It'd be an awesome way to support the channel. I do try to say a big shout out and thank you and respond, especially to you. Getting a lot more people on the channel. We're almost hitting 3K, so I don't know if you're going to see this video if we're at 3K yet, or if we've gotten real close to it, or if we went past it. But man, I'm super excited. We're getting ready for that big 3K giveaway. That's going to be fun. I thought it was like 2 months away. Now I think it's like a month away. Now I think it might be 2 weeks away. I don't know. It's moving. It's moving fast, and you guys are awesome. So thank you. You guys really make this a lot of fun. So thank you to all you guys. Hey, if you found this content fun, interesting, worthwhile, entertaining, or informative, would you please consider hitting that like button down below? Very much appreciated. And if you've already hit that like button, maybe hit the subscribe button. Subscribing and liking the channel really helps it out. It allows the channel to grow, allows me to do more things, produce more content, do more things for you guys. So thank you so much. And again, thank you to all my channel members. If you want to be a channel member, check the link down below. You guys rock, and thank you so much. And I also want to say, you know, if you found this content interesting and you want to be notified of future content, hit that notification button. You can be notified of future content when it drops. And if you haven't already, maybe check me out over on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Again, that's on Instagram at robs_nerdy_knives. Thanks so much for watching today. Have a great day and a great week. Bye.